got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. This corporate beat has got to go.
A historic Hollywood shutdown. It's day one of the SAG-AFTRA strike, where the actors have joined the writers on the picket lines, ceasing all production in the entertainment business. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister outside of Paramount Pictures in Los Angeles, where we are talking to SAG-AFTRA members plus committee negotiating members about what they are fighting for and why it's so important. What did you think about Bob Iger's comments yesterday?
I found them terribly repugnant and out of touch, positively tone deaf. And, you know, I don't think it served him well. If I were that company, I would lock him behind doors and never let him talk to anybody about this, because it's so obvious that he has no clue as to what is really happening on the ground with hardworking people.
Our wages, the minimums, which are haven't been adjusted for inflation since like 1983 or something like that. And then there's also this idea of, are we gig workers, or do we have continuing financial participation in the products that we help create? And residuals have been sort of an emblem of that. But as linear television and cable television has waned and streaming has blossomed, we've been squeezed out.
We must be compensated fairly for the work that we're doing to be able to earn a living wage. This is a profession. This isn't just a side gig. And the cost of living increase that every other industry has built in is being ignored and denied by the current deal, just in rates. Of course, we're concerned about not having profit sharing in success. And there is the technology to be able to determine what the success of a show is.
Fran Drescher has spoken about actors being able to share in the success of these streaming services. Can you elaborate a bit on what it is that your union would like for that to look like?
Well, you know, what's kind of crazy is if you think about all the streaming platforms, right? And I know we have subscribers, all that stuff. If they raised it, if we were asking for, what, 2%, 1%. If they took that tiny little percentage, just for every actor that works on these streaming platforms, we literally would have enough money for all of our artists. We might even be able to insure insurance for all of them. We could get rid of dues for all of them. What it looks like if we get a share of the profits changes the world for us. Because this, as an actor, it's not a hobby. It's not something I'm like, hey, I'm going to try to do an acting for a while. This is a vocation. This is a profession. I take pride in this. I love what I do. We all love what we do, and we want to do what we're doing.
This is about the survival of our business. We all love this business. We want it to exist long after we're gone. We want to be paid what's right. We want just to make a living in this business. And I think this is the moment we have to kind of come together and tell the studios we don't want to be doing this. We want to be writing, we want to be on set, we want to be playing Wordle on set with our friends, but until we figure this out, this is what it's going to be like for a little while.
Can you elaborate a bit on the threat of AI? There's some reports that the AMPTP wants to be able to scan the faces of background actors, pay them for one day, and then basically own their likeness. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly the proposal that was made to us by those companies on a few days ago. And their idea is, yes, we'll go in, we'll hire background performers, and we'll tell them, if you want this job, you have to sign this consent that lets us, for one day's pay, scan those, scan them, and then use them in any future project forever. That's not okay. There's no way anyone should accept that. It's not humane. It's not moral. People ought to have the right to consent when they're going to have their face, their voice, their likeness, their image used by these companies, and that's what we're fighting for.
Can you talk about some of the issues that are not getting as much coverage, such as sexual harassment, such as bullying, and proper behavior on set?
Yes. We've been fighting very, very hard for a lot of years to get sexual harassment protections, intimacy coordinators, all kinds of things into our contracts, and they've been fighting that on us, and we're still fighting for it because we heard from our members how they were being treated on set. We heard on the set of Babylon terrible things happening, and we want protections, and we want to continue having that dialogue evolve.